All right, everyone. Welcome to the patron only live stream that we're going to be trying to switch over to YouTube here. We'll see how this goes today. Uh, One of the advantages of this is obviously for the people that can't make it, they'll have a replay, which is going to be awesome. Anyway, big question for the day is, what do you guys want to see? I can show you the Grydosh Mines level 2 or level 3. Disadvantage to showing you guys those is I kind of want to save those so you guys can see them for yourselves. This should be all deployed and available for you guys to try out tomorrow. I do need to do a little bit more testing, but that's about it. Or we can do the mere sacrifice level. All of these will be using the new level builder, obviously, which is way more powerful. I was hoping for another 2 to 8x increase, and it's gotten to be to the point where it's probably closer to a 500x increase in the diversity of puzzles that it's able to build and everything else. So it's very, very exciting. It has, I wouldn't say baffled me, but it has surprised me several times. Anyway, I'm going to post a poll to ask you guys what level you want to do, and we will go from there. Because, we'll just see how this goes. Like I said, I do kind of want to save the Grydosh Mines for you guys to experience yourself. Some of the puzzles there can get extraordinarily tricky and quite difficult, but that's kind of the fun of the game. It's called the Dungeon of Despair for a reason. It is supposed to bend and warp your mind a little bit. Yes, I do like to torture people with puzzles, but I also think that the more difficult the challenge, the sweeter the reward can be. Looks like mere sacrifice is winning, but since I'm on medium, I actually have access to all 5 levels, which is fun. But if I go back to small, which is what we'll do, it drops back down to just the 3 levels. So we will do mere sacrifice then. That's what people want to see. Let's see how this goes. I have not done this level in forever. Other thing, I'm going to probably start trying to change how I do my presentation a little bit. Right now, or previous to this, I've kind of always been presenting it as if I was the player. Holy crap, that's a lot of cultists. Wow. Right off the bat. Boom. Cultist City. I've been kind of reading the text as if I was the player and understanding the text. I think I'm going to try to switch that as reading it as if I am the DM. So that'll just be a shift in presentation for these videos. I don't think the experience for the player will change all that much. But we'll see how that goes, see if people enjoy the presentation better. And we've already got some new items on the board too. No, don't see any obelisks. I see levers. Anyway, here we go. As the sun sets beyond the jagged peaks of the Dragonspine Mountain, Xanthia approaches the entrance to the Cultures of Myr dungeon. The air grows colder and the sounds of crickets are replaced by the eerie stillness as she steps closer to the carved-out fortress. Xanthia is an experienced adventurer, but the task of rescuing Princess Amelia from the clutches of the Cultists of Myr is no small feat. She adjusts her leather armor as she feels the weight of her legendary small axe and falchion at her side. Both gifts from Queen Ymtalia for this mission. Xanthia is also a skilled assassin and fire wizard, traits that will prove useful in the dangerous dungeon. The Cultists of Myr are known to be ruthless, and their devotion to their goddess is unwavering. Xanthia's mission is not only to rescue the princess, but also to stop the cultist sacrifice that would lead to the disastrous consequences for the drought-stricken land. With a deep breath, Xanthia takes the first step into the dungeon, her heart beating faster with every step. The task ahead won't be easy, but she is determined to succeed and save both Amelia and her kingdom from impending doom. And we've got a bunch of cultists to deal with. They're not particularly strong, thankfully. Otherwise, I'd be doomed, but holy crap, that's a lot of dots. More dots! More dots! The cultists do not want me in the dungeon, that is for sure. Okay. I'm going to forego looting just because that'll take some time, although loot all is certainly would help with that. Maybe I should just do that just to see how much loot I can get. Just to see. Hey, Zuko. Aw, somebody voted for Grydosh level 2. But I had already started. Anyway, we will just continue on our merry way. Well, that was a lot of loot. Okay. We will examine the door. See if there's anything interesting here. More dots. How is everyone this wonderful Wednesday? Xanthia's gaze was fixed on the locked stone door covered in green ruins and flanked by serpent statues on the north wall. The ruins etched into the stone glowed an eerie shade of green, and the room was filled with a low and ominous hum that crackled against the silence. Xanthia could feel the power emanating from the door, and a shiver ran down her spine. She had heard stories of the powerful magic that guarded the cultist dungeon, but never before had she experienced it firsthand. For the moment she considered attempting to pick the lock or force her way through, but something held her back. She knew that this was no ordinary door and that breaking through it could have disastrous consequences. She stood there watching the ruins glow and as the ruins glowed and hum, waiting for some signs of what to do next. All right, we've got levers today. We'll see if levers reveal anything. Xanthia's eyes fixated on the large oak lever, searching for any clues or hints that could lead her deeper into the dungeon. As she studied the lever, she noticed small etchings on the side, depicting a coil of a serpent with its mouth open. She remembered hearing stories of the cultist Amir worshipping a naga, half snake, half woman, and wondering if this lever had anything to do with their strange ritual. Suddenly, a faint whispering filled her ear, as if the spirits within the dungeon were trying to communicate with her. Xanthia knew that this was only the beginning of a complex web of puzzles and traps that lay ahead. She took a deep breath and prepared herself for what lay beyond the lockstone door, feeling both excitement and fear at the same time. Xanthia's eyes lingered on the large oak lever before her, studying the intricate engravings etched into the surface. The carvings depicted a naga coiled around a sacrificial altar surrounded by adoring cultists. As she traced her fingers along the grooves, she felt a faint vibration emanating from the lever. It's almost imperceptible, but Xanthia's heightened senses picked up on it. A feeling of unease washed over her as she realized this lever was just one piece of a larger puzzle. She can't help but wonder what other traps and tricks the cultists of Mir have in store for her. So I'm guessing that probably was lever 1. Xanthia's gaze lingered on the fourth oak lever, her mind racing with possibilities. She knows that this dungeon is full of traps and puzzles crafted by the cultists of Mir, and she suspects that this lever may be the key to unlocking the green ruin-covered door. She noticed that the lever is slightly more worn than the others, as if it has been used more recently. She can feel a faint vibration emanating from it, as if something powerful is nearby. As she studies the lever, she notices a faint inscription etched onto it, barely visible in the dim light. It reads, "Only when the serpent's eye is closed will the way be revealed." Xanthia's heart quickened with excitement as she realized that this lever must be part of a larger sequence of actions that will unlock the path ahead. No information there either. Why, game? Why are you not giving me information? Xanthia's eyes were fixed on the second oak lever. Oh, maybe it is giving me... Her fingers itching to pull it. She studied the intricate carvings etched into the wood depicting scenes of the Naga goddess and her followers. As she traced the patterns with her fingers, she sensed a warmth emanating from the lever and a faint whispering in her mind. Only when two become one can the passage be opened. Xanthia furrowed her brow, pondering the meaning of the cryptic message. She knew that this lever was only part of a larger puzzle, and pulling it alone would not be enough to unlock the door. But what was the missing piece? She sighed, feeling a sense of frustration and anticipation building within her. There was only one way to find out. She had to keep exploring the dungeon and uncover the secrets. I will go ahead and heal, and it is time to start pulling levers. So that's one that said that this lever was 2, this lever was 4, which makes this 3. Xanthia takes a deep breath and prepares herself as she wraps her fingers around the large oak lever. She feels the smooth wood against her palm, the carvings of snakes and flames under her fingertips. With a firm tug, Xanthia pulls the lever, bracing herself for any potential traps that might be triggered. To her surprise, the lever pulls easily, and she hears a distant rumbling noise from deep within the dungeon. Despite the unexpected ease of pulling the lever, Xanthia remains wary as she waits for any other signs of trouble. When nothing else happens, she lets out a sigh of relief. Lets out a relieved breath and shifts her attention to the next step in her mission. With 4 levers to pull and the princess to rescue, Xanthia knows that this is only the beginning of her journey through the treacherous cultists of Mir's dungeon. So that was 1. This is lever 2. Xanthia takes a deep breath, her hand gripping the large oak lever tightly. She braces herself, anticipating resistance as she pulls it with all her strength. To her surprise, the lever gives way easily, smoothly sliding down with a soft click. She blinks in surprise, half expecting a trap to be sprung or an alarm to sound. But the room remains silent. The only sound is the faint echo of the lever clicking into place. Xanthia relaxes her grip on the lever, feeling a sense of relief mixed with apprehension. For a moment she waits, listening for any signs that her action has triggered something in the dungeon. But when nothing happens, she steps back, studying the door, and wondering what lies beyond. The green ruins etched into the stone seem to glow faintly in the dim light of her torch, taunting her with their mystery. Xanthia squares her shoulders, ready for what lays beyond the door. With a deep breath, she reaches out to push it open. But we can't yet. This is lever 3, I believe. We will see if we get any ultra difficult puzzles. We will see. Xanthia reached out to grasp the large oak lever firmly with both hands. She took a deep breath and gave it a sharp pull, expecting some resistance or a trap to be triggered. To her surprise, the lever pulled easily, almost effortlessly, as she heard a distant rumbling from beyond the locked stone door. Xanthia's heart raced with excitement and anticipation, wondering what lay ahead. She couldn't help but feel a sense of relief that the lever had worked without any unexpected consequences. As she released the lever, she noticed that a faint green glow emanating from the edges of the locked stone door, indicating that it was now unlocked and ready to be opened. Xanthia smiled to herself, feeling confident in her abilities as an experienced adventurer. She knew that there were more challenges awaiting her. But the door's not actually open. Darn ChatGPT hallucinating things. That should be lever 4. We will see. So, Reskinned obelisks in this puzzle, I guess. Xanthia takes a deep breath, steeling herself for whatever horrors may lay beyond the green ruin covered door. She approaches the large oak lever and grasps it firmly, pulling it with all her might. To her surprise, the lever pulls easily, and she hears a loud click as the door unlocks. Slowly, the heavy stone door begins to roll open with a low rumble, revealing a dark passageway beyond. Xanthia can feel the cold draft emanating from the opening, carrying with it the faint sense of decay and desolation. She readies her weapons and takes a step forward, peering into the blackness ahead. She knows that the cult of Samir will not make her journey easy, but she is determined to rescue the princess and put an end to their twisted worship once and for all. With a steady hand and a resolute heart, she steps into the unknown depths of the dungeon. So, that was just kind of reskinned obelisks. No big deal there. Oof. Okay. Right off the bat, can't go anywhere. Good times. Good times. And if I seem to be drinking a lot of water, I have a bit of a sore throat. I'm getting over a mild cold that I had. So if I seem to be drinking more water, that would be why. Xanthia stood in front of the fountain, mesmerized by the black liquid that shimmered in the dim light. As she got closer, the pungent smell of corruption filled her nostrils and made her stomach churn. She noticed that a small prayer symbol etched into the stone base of the fountain, depicting the twisted form of Mir herself. But something else caught her eye, a small carving on the edge of the pool, barely visible in the darkness. It was a symbol she had seen before in a different part of the dungeon. She couldn't quite remember where exactly, but she knew it was part of a sequence of symbols that would lead her to her ultimate goal. Xanthia couldn't help but wonder what kind of twisted magic had corrupted this once pure fountain. She made a mental note to keep her guard up and stay alert for any other signs of danger as she continued her quest to rescue the princess and defeat the cultists of Mir. And I don't believe I can do anything with this door. Maybe I can. If you notice, the rusted iron door is now actually a rusted iron door. That's new. Xanthia approached the rusted iron door on the east wall, her eyes fixated on it. The door looks ancient and heavily rusted, and the deep scratches on the dents in the metal surface is clear that it has not been open in quite some time. Despite her years of experience as an adventurer, Xanthia feels a sense of unease as she gazes at the door. There's something about it that seems ominous, as if whatever lies beyond is not meant to be disturbed. She wonders what secrets it might hold and what dangers might be lurking inside. But for now, she simply stands there in silence, studying the door and considering her next move. We will see if this happens to be a puzzle door that we can get by. Dun dun dun. So far the level builder hasn't thrown anything too crazy at us. But OpenAI is thinking a lot. How on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you guys to see the next two levels of the Graidosh mines and try those out? Xanthia tentatively reached out to touch the rusted iron surface of the door. As she does, a cloud of rust falls away, revealing intricate carvings etched into the metal. She traces her fingers around the lines of the carving and realizes that it's a puzzle of some kind. Looking around the room, she sees a stone pedestal in the corner, with 4 slots carved into the top, each adorned with a different symbol: a crescent moon, a globe, with lines of latitude and longitude, and a 5-pointed star and a twisted, jagged shape. Yeah, just give me the puzzle. In darkness deep and shadow cast, the moon will guide us till the last. The earth will ground us and keep us strong and bind our fates where we belong. The star will light our path ahead and guide us through our journey's end. But corruption lurks in wait, its taint. So corruption is last. I just had to switch corruption and earth because it was moon, earth, star, corruption. I have not actually been back to any of the mirror levels since I've expanded the vocabulary of the level builder. So it'll be interesting to see what it does. It'll be interesting. We will see. All I know is Sneaker's probably thinking, oh, this is going to be easy. It's just going to be the 3 doors with the 2 fountains and the altar. Xanthia studies the ruined stones and slots on the pedestal before trying to decipher the puzzle that will unlock the rusted iron door to the east wall. She remembers the poem and reads she read earlier and realizes that each symbol corresponds to a different element. The crescent moon represents darkness. The globe with lines represents latitude and longitude. Carefully, she places the glowing crescent moon in the slot, with the darkness symbol followed by the blue and green glob with the white clouds onto the slot to adorn the earth symbol. Next, she places the sparkling gold star into the slot adorned with the light symbol. And finally, she hesitates before picking up the black stone with pulsing dark energy into the slot adorned with the corruption symbol. As she does so, there's a loud click from the rusting iron door to the east wall. It slowly swings open, revealing a dark passageway that leads deeper into the dungeon. The air is thick with the smell of decay and ancient magic, but Xanthia knows that this is a journey that must be undertaken if she wants to rescue Queen Mentalia's daughter. With a deep breath, she takes her first step into the darkness. And this is going to be an odd door. North, odd, or even, because it's an odd hour right now. Okay, we can go through this one though. Ah, more cultists. Fireball and Scorch. That didn't do much. So many dots. Why did they like their dots so much? Oof. I'm gonna die. Fireball. That thing. I hope I don't die. That would be embarrassing. Okay. We won. Ah, we've got Zuko's favorite thing, brazier. Do I do anything with it, Zuko? Might as well. Mine as well. You and your braziers. Xanthia's eyes fixated on the golden brazier burning brightly, mesmerized by its flickering flame. The gentle crackling of the fire filled the room, creating an atmosphere of warmth and comfort. The energy radiated from the brazier seemed to beckon her closer, inviting her to bask in its glow. It was as if the brazier held secrets, keeping her entranced as she could not look away. The flickering flames cast shadows across the wall, creating a dance of light and darkness. Xanthia stood there, feeling a strange sense of calm wash over her as she lost herself in the hypnotic rhythm of the brazier's fire. Why do I think we're going to get a shadow hound? Nothing happened. Xanthia hesitated at first, but the pull of the golden brazier was too much to resist. She reached out to it and tentatively touched the warm metal. The heat of the flames licked at her fingertips, but it didn't burn. Instead, it felt comforting, like a warm embrace. As she ran her fingers over the surface of the brazier, she could feel the energy radiating from it, pulsing through her veins, as if it was charging her up with power. She closed her eyes and took a deep breath, savoring the sensation of the energy coursing through her body. When she opened them again, she felt renewed and ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead in the dungeon. Nothing particularly interesting. Aye. Cultists everywhere. Why are there so many cultists today? And why am I having to drink so many pots? Burn you. And burn you. And we will go here. that almost killed you all. Whew. All right. Do we dare mess with the portrait of Mir? So far it had. Well, there is a gravestone here. That's completely new. Xanthia stood before the portrait of Mir, eyes fixed on the image of the Naga goddess. The painting was imposing, and its size dwarfing Xanthia as she gazed up at it. Mir's features were a mix of beauty and menace. Her serpentine form coiled around the throne of bone. Xanthia couldn't help but feel a shiver run down her spine as she studied the goddess's piercing eyes, which seemed to follow her every move. As she continued to stare at the portrait, Xanthia couldn't help but wonder what kind of pure power Mir held over the cultists who worshipped her. She had encountered many deities in her travels, but something about this one felt different. It was as if Mir's presence permeated every corner of the dungeon, and Xanthia couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. Despite her fears, Xanthia remained focused on her mission. She knew that she had to press on if she wanted to rescue the princess and put a stop to the cultists of Mir's twisted worship. With one last glance at the portrait of Mir, Xanthia turned away and prepared for whatever lay ahead. All right. I have no idea what a gravestone is doing inside the dungeon. Xanthia's eyes were fixated on the stone gravestone, her mind going numb as she stared at the words inscribed on it. Here lies Xanthia, a lost soul. Was it a coincidence, or was it a sign? She wondered if there was some sort of ominous warning, or if it was just a cruel joke played by the cultists. She couldn't help but feel her sense of unease, as if the gravestone was somehow speaking directly to her. She reached out and ran her fingers over the rough surface of the stone, trying to find some sort of answer or explanation. But as she stood there in silence, nothing came to her, leaving her even more confused and uncertain than ever before. Okay. I would interact, but my health pot's on cooldown. Which is always fun. Always fun. It's off cooldown now. Thank you. As Xanthia approached the unlit steel brazier, observing every inch of its cold, lifeless surface. As she got closer, she noticed a small striking stick attached to a chain hanging from the brazier's rim. The stick appeared to be made of some sort of enchanted wood and glowed with a faint magic that seemed to emanate from within. Xanthia knew that this was not just an ordinary brazier, but one important item in the cultist's dark rituals. She wondered what other secrets this place held, and what other items were needed to complete the sequence. As she pondered, she felt a chill run down her spine. She knew that the dangers lurked around every corner, and that one wrong move could mean the end of her quest. Okay, this is a sequence of some kind. Might as well ignite. See what happens. I am confused already. Xanthia took a deep breath, lifting the enchanted striking stick to the unlit steel brazier. As soon as she struck the brazier, it roared to life, flames jumping up and licking the walls of the room. Xanthia jumped back, surprised at the intensity of the fire. As the flames subsided and settled into a steady rhythm, a low rumble could be heard, and the north wall of the room slowly began to shift and reveal a hidden doorway. Xanthia had done it. She uncovered a secret door and revealed the pathway deeper into the cultist dungeon. She knew that danger was still lay ahead, but she felt a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction in knowing that she was one step closer to her goal. So, door. That's interesting, and we've got this gravestone that I don't know what it's for. So we will note a gravestone. And I don't know what it is, which is always fun. Do you want me to touch the mirror portrait? Yes, no, maybe. I guess I can touch it, and if it happens to react, we can decide if we want to talk to me or not. Just destroy the entire cultist. Who knows? What could happen? What could possibly go wrong? Xanthia approached the portrait's mirror and hesitantly reached out to touch it. Her fingers made contact with the canvas. She felt a jolt of energy shoot through her body. It was as if the goddess's power was flowing through the painting and into her. Xanthia closed her eyes and concentrated, trying to understand the source of this strange sensation. She could feel the raw power of Mir's magic coursing through her veins, filling her with its strength and vitality. But there was something more than that. Something darker. For a moment, Xanthiel was lost in thought, caught up in the power of the portrait and the goddess it depicted. But then, with a start, she shook herself free of the trance and pulled her hand away. She knew that she couldn't afford to lose herself in the dark magic, not when she had a mission to complete. Taking a deep breath, Xanthia turned away from the portrait and steeled herself for whatever lay ahead. She couldn't let the power of Mir's magic distract her from her goal, to rescue the princess and put an end to the cultists once and for all. Okay. I'm going to leave the... Ooh. That's definitely new, and why are we getting so many Mir portraits? That makes me wonder if I have Mir portraits in debug mode, which is a possibility. Oh, just die, Mr. Cultist. We've got a bookshelf. What is the bookshelf doing here? I am very confused. Xanthia's eyes scanned the simple wooden bookshelf, taking in its contents. Most of the books were old and worn, with tattered covers and folded spines. A few were written in language she didn't recognize, while others were on subjects that held no interest to her. But amidst the dusty tomes, she spotted a small leather-bound journal that caught her attention. She carefully reached for it, blowing away a layer of dust that had settled on its cover. With a sense of curiosity, Xanthia opened the journal and began to read. The pages were filled with the ramblings of the cultists, detailing rituals and sacrifices made in honor of their goddess Mir. As she read on, Xanthia couldn't help but feel a growing sense of unease. The words on the page seemed to pulse with dark energy if they held some sort of sinister power. She quickly closed the journal and placed the book back on the shelf, wondering what other secrets this dungeon held. Okay. We got an error. And that's something I'll have to look at. It was supposed to give me a book, but it did not. Which is something I'll have to look into. It found the book, but something happened. I think. I don't know. That's an interesting one. Xanthia stands in front of the portrait of Mir, her eyes fixed on the image of the Naga goddess. Oh, I think I know what happened there. It took in every detail of the painting, and that was just to get rid of the error. It was going to give me a book, but nothing else. Interesting. Well, we're going to be just in time to get through the next door, unless this thing has something. Do I risk interacting with the gravestone? I don't know what it does. So we will keep moving forward. Ooh. Oof. Drink pot. Kill cultists. Why? Why do they hate me so much? Whew. All right. Desk we can just interact with. Because they tend to summon race that beat you up? Is that why, Zuko? Is that why you don't like gravestones? Xanthi approaches the desk and begins to search through the drawers. The first few are empty, but as she pulls open the third, she finds a key nestled inside. She examines it briefly, noting its ornate design before slipping it into her pocket. As she continues her search, she rifles through some papers and notes scatterings on top of the desk. Most of it is incomprehensible to her, as if it was written in a language she doesn't recognize. However, she does find a small pouch hidden underneath the papers. Opening the pouch, Xanthia discovers 22 silver coins and a handful of bronze coins. She adds them to her own pouch of loot, feeling satisfied with her find. With the key in hand and some extra coins in her pocket, Xanthia continues her mission to rescue the princess. And I'm going to guess this is a puzzle door. Maybe not. We will see. Rays are only mini-bosses. They're only slightly harder than normal creatures. Xanthi approached the locked rusting door on the east wall with caution. She draws her small axe and gently taps the door with the handle, listening for any unusual sounds. Satisfied there are no indications of threat, she carefully inspects the lock. Running her fingers over the edge of the keyhole, she examines the hinges and latches for any signs of tampering. Xanthia then pulls out a small mirror from her pack and angles it under the door to check for tripwires and pressure plates. She takes a deep breath, steeling herself for any potential traps, but after a few tense moments, she relaxes her shoulders. She's determined that there are no traps and moves on to focus her attention on the other doors in the room. Okay, not a puzzle. Can't get through that door. I am confuzzled. Sneaker's probably like, I've been through all of these puzzles before. This has shown me nothing new yet. Dun 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 dun. Bum 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 bum. Xanthi approaches the rusting iron door on the north wall and places her hand on it, feeling the rough texture of the metal. As she touches it, the rust starts to fall away, revealing a hidden compartment with a puzzle. In front of the book, she sees a raised platform with 4 stones carved into it. Above each slot, there is an engraved symbol out of a different rune stone. Air, sun, rainbow, and fire, scattered on the floor around the platform in several rune stones with similar symbols. Xanthia picks up the rune stones, examining each with a unique color. And the order you gave me was air, sun, rainbow, fire. Air, sun, rainbow, fire. I still don't know what the gravestone is even for. It didn't say it was part of a puzzle or anything. It just said there's just this random gravestone that has my own engraving on it. Xanthia, a lost soul. Dun dun dun. Why would somebody put a gravestone inside a dungeon? Xanthia takes a closer look at the symbols on the platform in the ruins before deciding which runestone goes where. She picks up the air runestone and places in the slot with the air symbol above it. As she does, she hears a clicking sound, but nothing else seems to happen. Next, Xanthia picks up the sun runestone, places in the slot with the sun symbol. Again, she hears a click sound, but nothing appears to happen. Xanthia picks up the rainbow runestone and places it in the slot with the rainbow symbol. As she does so, there's a faint humming sound that can be heard from behind the rusting door. Finally, Xanthia picks up the fire runestone and places it in the slot with the fire symbol. There's a loud clunking sound, and the door suddenly begins to unlock with a loud click. Slowly, the rusting iron door on the north wall swings open, revealing a dark and ominous chamber beyond. Xanthia takes a deep breath, ready for whatever dangers lay ahead as she steps inside. Interesting. More desks, more mirror portraits. I'm going to guess mirror portraits are in debug mode. Just a guess. Just die. Now we can unlock that one. So now we know where the key was. I'm not sure the cultists believe in Halloween. Xanthia approaches the rusted iron door on the north wall, pulls out a small key from her pocket. She inserts the key into the lock and turns it slowly, feeling the mechanism click as it unlocks. She removes the key and places it back into her pocket before she pushes the door open. The hinges groan with the effort, and the door creaks open slowly. Xanthia peeks inside, taking note of any potential dangers before stepping through the threshold. All right. We unlocked a door, and I think I actually forgot to interact with the fountain, so it didn't auto-note. But that was right next to the entrance. Xanthia cautiously approached the ornate chair, scanning the room for any signs of danger. She gingerly pulls open the top drawer of the desk, finding nothing but a bundle of papers. Disappointed, she moves on to the second drawer. This time her efforts are rewarded. Her fingers brush against a small, cold object. Pulling it out, she sees that it is a key, old and rusted, but still sturdy. Xanthia's heart races as she realizes this key might be her ticket out of the dungeon. She pockets the key and continues her search of the room, keeping an eye out for any other useful items. As she moves towards the door on the north wall, her mind is already turning over strategy of how best to use the key to her advantage. She knows that this is a long and dangerous journey ahead, but with this key in her possession, at least she has a fighting chance. It's just a key. My goodness. Whoa. There's something we've never seen before. Oh boy. And another tombstone. What is going on? Xanthia stands down in front of the unlit steel brazier, her eyes fixated on it. The brazier is cold and unlit, but Xanthia notices striking sticks attached to a chain hanging from it. The striking stick is made of wood and looks like it's well worn, as if it has been used many times before. Xanthia studies it for a moment, noticing the intricate carvings on its handle. She wonders why the striking stick is here and what purpose it serves in this dark and ominous dungeon. Suddenly, the noise behind her interrupts her thoughts, and she turns to face the unlocked archway on the north wall, ready for whatever dangers lay ahead. So, nothing interesting? And what is this thing? It's a dark orb. Xanthia approaches the pulsating orb, intrigued by its eerie glow. She stares intently at the orb, focusing on its movements and pattern. As she gazes deeper into the pulsating ball, she notices a faint outline of a different room in the mine. The image is blurry at first, but as she concentrates harder, the room becomes clearer. She sees a group of cultists gathered around the sacrificial altar, chanting and preparing for a ritual. Xanthia's heart races as she realizes this could be her chance to rescuing the princess. She decides to take note of the location and details of the room before stepping away from the orb, taking a deep breath to steady her nerves. It's clear that this dungeon is full of dangers. She must be cautious on her next step. So we have a blue orb. Blue orb. I don't even know. I don't even know, guys. I'm sorry. Do I want to ignite the brazier? Or should I leave it? And I don't even know what this is either. We've got another gravestone. Xanthia approaches the stone gravestone in a dimly lit room, her eyes fixated on the inscription. She stands there motionless and silent, as if lost in thought. The pulsating orb above the pedestal casts an eerie glow on her expressionless face. Her leather-clad fingers trace the letters delicately, as if trying to understand the meaning behind them. The tapestry of the underworld depicting people being helped into the blissful afterlife seems to contrast with the melancholy atmosphere of the inscription on the gravestone. The unlit steel brazier in the corner adds to the darkness in the room. It's as if Xanthia is trying to connect with the tormented soul whose grave she stands before, understanding the pain and burden. She stays there for a few more moments, lost in thought, before turning her attention back to the archway. Really likes that archway. So we've got... Also, we have a gravestone here that I don't know what that is even going to be for. Okay. Uh, question for the people here. Do I interact with the brazier? Do I interact with the orb? Do I interact with the gravestone? Or do I just continue to explore the dungeon I have access to? What should I do? For right now, I think I'm going to just continue. Ooh, wait. What are we doing with the statue? I am so lost. What is going on? Xanthia stands before the statue of life, taking in every detail of the powerful king's regal presence, her eyes wandering over the intricate carvings of his armor, the fierce expression in his face, and the sword he clasped in his hand. Suddenly her attention is drawn to something unusual, a small symbol carved into its boots. It appears to be a prayer symbol, etched in with greater care into the metal. Xanthia takes a closer look, studying it intently as trying to decipher the hidden meaning. She stares at the symbol. Something about it nags her. It seems familiar, although she can't. She's as though she's seen it somewhere before. She can't quite place it, but she knows that it has some significance, something important that she can't afford to overlook. It's a subtle clue, but Xanthia is no stranger to piecing together the puzzles of a dungeon secret. She files the symbol away in her mind, determined to keep an eye out for any other clues that might lead her down the right path. And we've got an odd door. Oy. North. Odd door. And we have the live statue. And is this the puzzle door that I can get to? Oh, so you guys are seeing some of the new intricacies of the level builder, I guess. This is not the normal dungeon. It's different. It is throwing things at us that no one has seen yet. I don't know if it's throwing me for a loop yet. I still don't know what the gravestones are for. I know that it's capable of interchanging the fountains and the altars and the statues now. So that's not surprising to me. As Anthea reaches out to touch the rusting iron door on the west wall, she notices that the rusting flakes away with ease, revealing a curious puzzle. 4 levers with different symbols attract her attention: a sword, a shield, a crown, and a dragon. Above each lever there is a number in sequential order: 1, 2, 3, 4. The door remains securely locked, and she needs to figure out the correct sequence of levers to pull. Xanthia frowns as she ponders the conundrum presented before her. Not that one. Not that one. That one. I still kind of know what's happening. I still don't know what the gravestones are for, or if they're just there for decoration, which would be odd. I think the mirror portraits are there because of they're in debug mode. With the puzzle in front of her, Xanthia focuses all her attention on the 4 levers adorned with symbols. She hesitates. She starts manipulating each lever, pulling them up and down in various sequences. She tries out different combinations of levers and numbers, hoping to find the correct sequence that will unlock the door. As she manipulates the levers, she notices a faint clicking sound coming from the door. Excitement fills her as she realizes she is getting closer to unlocking the door. She continues to experiment with the levers, and finally there is a loud click as the door unlocks. Xanthia's heart races with anticipation as the door slowly swings open, revealing a new challenge waiting for her beyond the threshold. With her action falcon at the ready, she steps through. the doorway and prepares us to face whatever dangers lay ahead. So we've opened that. Kick the brazier over. Because why not? It's a brazier. Have to kill all the shadow hounds. As Anthea reaches out to touch the golden brazier, she feels a sudden warmth spreading through her body. The flames dance wildly in the basket, casting flickering shadows across the wall. She can't help but feel drawn to the mesmerizing sight, her eyes fixated on the flame as she stares into the fire. She hears a faint, whispering voice in the back of her mind calling out to her. The voice is soft and melodic, yet it sends a chill down her spine. Suddenly, the flames start to grow stronger and more intense. The heat is almost unbearable, and Xanthia's hand starts to feel numb. She hastily pulls it back and watches the flames subside, returning to their previous state. She can't help but wonder what mysteries lie within this golden brazier and what other secrets this dungeon may hold. All right. I don't even want... Well, there's more stuff. We've got a couple archers we've got to deal with now. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Ah. Frank Pot. Don't die. Well, we know where the objects are. Yes, we've gotten a Malice fountain, an Elias statue, and an Argos statue. As Anthea moved closer to the statue of Argos, she could feel that there was indeed a prayer symbol carved into his folded hands. The symbol was one that she recognized from her studies of ancient religions. It represented a plea for protection and guidance from the gods. As she looked at the statue, she felt a strange sensation wash over her, as though the humble priest was watching over her and guiding her steps. Without warning, a voice echoed through the chamber, causing Xanthia's heart to race. "Beware the temptations of Mir," the voice said. "She seeks to lure you into her grasp, but the guidance of the gods, you can resist her siren's song." Xanthia looked around the chamber, but there was no one there. She could only assume that this voice was a warning from Argoth himself, speaking to her through the statue. She lingered in front of the statue. Xanthia couldn't help but feel that something was wrong. There was something significant about this particular symbol. It seemed to be part of a larger sequence, but she couldn't quite remember where she had seen the other symbols before. She knew that if she could just remember the rest of the sequence, it might hold the key to unlocking the mysteries of this dungeon. And we've been in that room before. Okay, so nothing else interesting here. This way. And we've been down that way before. Oh, there's 3 doors. Which means we might not even need to use the orb. Boo. Boo. Boo, I say. And there's that fun bug again. Xanthia stores before the imposing silver doors, feeling the weight hanging heavy in the air. The intricate interlacing surface seems to writhe and twist in the flickering torchlight, as if alive. Each door bears a word and a prayer symbol etched into its surface, marking them as separate paths. Xanthia's eyes linger on the center door bearing the name Lithe, as she feels a twinge of recognition. She recalls the statue of Lithe she had encountered earlier in the dungeon with a prayer symbol, and wonders what the connection it might be to the door. Her gaze then drifts to the left door, marked with the name of Argoth and its own corresponding prayer symbols. She remembers the other statue that she found, also bearing Argoth's symbol. Finally, she turns her attention to the right door, with Prolos's name above it, and its own symbol etched into the metal. Xanthia can feel the weight of her choices pressing upon her as she stands there in contemplation. So we can keep exploring, or we can solve the puzzle and get to the princess. What do you want to do? I think we have everything we need. Which means the gravestones were indeed just... Oh, we got a mirror. And it depends on if you guys want to see more of the levels. Are you still alive? Sorry, I'm gonna cheat and see if it did anything actually interesting in this level. Just looking at logs. Nope. Nothing incredibly interesting. As Anthea touches the locked stone door in the north wall, the rust falls away, revealing a puzzle that she had not noticed before. 4 levers are attached to the door, each with a different symbol etched into it. The first lever shows a crescent moon, the second a starburst, the third a star, and the fourth a cloud. As Anthea studies the symbols for a moment, trying to figure out their meaning and how they might unlock the door. I will run through my super secret solve, where I can usually solve in 3 to 4 clicks. And open that door. It's fun when you know the algorithms. Good times. Blue orb, black orb, this mysterious orb thing. Got another brazier too. Ignite. Does anything happen? Maybe. As Anthea gripped the fire stick, flying sparks ignited edge of the brazier. She quickly blew on it until it grew into a bright, crackling blaze. As she stood back to admire her work, the room filled with a sudden burst of heat. The flames grew larger and brighter until they reached a dazzling intensity. As Anthea could feel the heat radiating off them. Suddenly, the fire roared to life, forming itself into a towering figure of flame that towered over her. A fire elemental had been summoned. Anthea watched in awe as the creature flickered and danced, its flames casting eerie shadows on the walls. The heat was intense, but she could feel her clothes starting to singe. She raised her axe and prepared for whatever might come next. And you can kind of see the cool new fire elemental that Zuko helped with. Oof. Fire elemental's kicking my butt. Okay, nothing on the fire elemental. We've got a mirror here too. I've not seen another mirror. More cultists. Burn. Uh-oh. I'm gonna die. I don't want to die. I'm gonna die. I'm very much gonna die. I think I've got to do this there and that there with my best hope. Nope. I'm bad at my own game. Bad at my own game. I died. Creator of a game should never die. Oh, I should have read that though, because the death sequences are generally fun. Great, and we're blocked for 18 more minutes. And we haven't been through that door either. Eesh. Oh well. Wait. Enter. Enter. There we go. We're through! And we can unlock this door now. Oh, I've died plenty in the game. I have died a lot, actually. Xanthi approaches the unlocked rusting door on the east wall and takes out a small key. It's back to doing the unlocked stuff first. For a pack, she inserts the key into lock and turns it with a soft click. As she moves the key, she puts a hand on the door handle and gently pushes it. The door slowly creaks open, revealing a narrow passageway beyond. Xanthia cautiously steps inside, her weapons ready in case of danger. She pauses for a moment to let her eyes adjust to the darkness before proceeding down the hallway. Yep, what's in this room? Another... What is going on? And we've got a Wraith. Goodbye, Mr. Wraith. Although you hit hard too. Whew. Ah. I mean, the dungeon should be pretty close to solved. Anything? Anything interesting? Maybe? Maybe? Xanthia's eyes fixated on the unlit steel brazier in front of it. It's cold, lifeless, and void of any warmth. She senses something about the brazier, as if it's not just any ordinary object. As she looks closer, a glimmer of metal catches her eye. Her gaze follows the chain down to a small striking stick attached to it. The stick looks old and weathered, but it seems to be made of sturdy material. Suddenly, she remembers the statue of Lithe that she encountered earlier in the dungeon. Lithe was known as the goddess of fire. And Xanthi had noticed a similar striking stick attached to her statue. Could this brazier be linked to Lithe as well? And if so, what could lighting it possibly do with the Forsaken Place? Xanthia's intuition tells her that this brazier is not just another decoration in the dungeon, and that there could be more than meets the eye. She decides to investigate further, determined to uncover any secrets that may be lurking within this abandoned chamber. That is very, very odd. Apparently Lithe is a goddess of fire now, versus a king that was a fellow human that ended up gaining power in the underworld. Xanthia's gaze fixated on the unlit steel brazier, feeling a strange energy emanating from it. As she studied it, she noticed a small metal chain dangling from the brazier. Attached to the chain was a small striking stick, glinting dimly in the dimly lit room. The assassin wizard couldn't shake the feeling that this brazier was connected to something else in the dungeon. Perhaps if she could find the other item in the sequence, she may uncover a crucial clue that would aid her in her mission to rescue the princess. However, Xanthi knew better than to rush into things blindly. She scanned the room once more, looking for any other hints or clues that may lead her to her next item in the sequence. All right. We will light this brazier and the other one. And maybe I should just start interacting with gravestones to see what happens. Xantha takes a deep breath and steps closer to the unlit brazier. With a flick of her wrist, she produced a small flame in her hand and carefully touched it to the dry kindling inside the brazier. Suddenly, the brazier roared to life, the flames jumping up and licking the walls and ceiling. Xanthia recoiled slightly, surprised by the sudden ferocity of the fire, but quickly regained her composure. She studied the flames, noting that the eerie green hue and how it seemed to pulse with a life of its own. As she watched, she felt a strange energy radiating from the brazier, and it was then that she realized that this was no ordinary fire. Xanthia couldn't help but wonder what secrets this fire held and what it may reveal about the cultist Amir's true intentions in this dungeon. And we can ignite this fire. I just like seeing things on fire, because I thought it was funny that I did a faux particle effect in CSS. As Xanthia reached out to strike the striking stick and strikes it against the brazier, suddenly the unlit steel brazier roars to life, its flames jumping to life, illuminating the entire room. The heat radiates off the brazier, warming the air around her. The flame flickers and shifts, and Xanthia can feel a low rumble beneath her feet. Suddenly, a section of the wall to her left begins to move, revealing a secret door that had been hidden all along. It creaks open slowly, and Xanthia sees a dark passageway beyond it. It looks like it leads deeper into the dungeon. The light from the brazier casts eerie shadows on the walls, making it difficult to see what lies ahead. With her weapons at the ready, Xanthia steps forward into the passage, ready for to face whatever challenges she lays ahead. Yeah. And we've got another room. What is going on? Other than the cultists want to kill me really badly. Drink a pot. Because these guys like to put dots on me. The dots hurt. Okay, this has been a very big dungeon. Or at least it felt very big. I mean, they are dark, so it makes sense that they do fun things. Anyway, can you guys even tell that there's actually a difference in the level builder? Or does it just look like a standard dungeon that you guys have played before? As Xanthia touches the rusting iron door on the east wall, the rust crumbles away, revealing a puzzle. A pedestal stood in the center of the room with four slots, each with glowing rune stones above it. The 4 rune stones had a rainbow symbol. The second had a dark symbol. Blah, 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 blah. Rainbow, dark, star, life. Easy. Stop being so obvious. This dungeon hasn't done anything too crazy. That doesn't mean it can't, though. Xanthia moved towards the pedestal and examined the rune stones, keeping in mind the hint written on the wall. She gingerly picked up the first rune stone with the rainbow symbol and placed it into the corresponding slot. She did so with the soft glow that emanated the rune stone with a hum of energy. Xanthia repeated with the other 3 rune stones, each one slotting into place with ease. As she completed the last step, there was a loud click and a jarring sound as the rusting iron door slowly swung open. Xanthia had managed to unlock the door by precisely manipulating the rune stones in slots, avoiding any potential curses that may have befallen her if she had failed. She took a deep breath and stepped through the doorway, ready to face whatever challenges of the cultist Amir's dungeon. Hey, all that work for a book. And it's probably going to say book not found. Book no found. Of course. What would be the craziest thing you guys think the dungeons would be capable of now? Xanthia's gaze fixated on the unlit steel brazier, examining it in every detail. The cold and unlit brazier seemed to hold a certain gravity, a sense of foreboding that weighs heavily on Xanthia's mind. As she continues to stare at the brazier, her keen eyes notice something strange hanging from it. A striking stick attached to a chain dangles from one of the brazier's sides. Xanthia's eyes follow the chain until they reach the end, where it sees the striking stick's rough, gnarled surface. Without moving a muscle, Xanthia contemplates the significance of the striking stick. What purpose could it serve in this dark and ominous place? She can't know for sure, but her instincts tell us that it could be a valuable tool in her quest to rescue the princess. As she continues to stare at the stick, she feels a sense of unease creeping up her spine. She knows that she must tread carefully in this dungeon, or risk falling prey to its many dangers. We could just ignite. What is Mirror gonna reveal that's earth-shattering and terrifying? Oh, we got another fire elemental. There's the fire elemental full size. If you're wondering what it looks like bigger, it is very, very badass. Oof. Fire elemental almost killed me. Alright. I need to fix the book thing, but I know what that problem is. I guess we just solve at this point, unless you guys want me to touch the blue orby thing. I think... I mean, we haven't been through that door yet. But I think that was a timed door. We can go through the pulsaty blue orb thingy. Can't go through that door. Blue orb? And we haven't seen the mirror yet either. So maybe we should try the mirror? Where's the mirror gonna take us? What? Oh, because I clicked off. As Xanthia's fingers delicately brushed against the ornate oval mirror, she feels a faint hum of energy emanating from its surface. Suddenly, the mirror shimmers, and the reflection of the room disappears. In its place, Xanthia sees a small chamber that is unlike any other part of the dungeon. The walls are made of a smoother material than the rough-hewn stone that surround the area, and the intricate carvings adorn every surface. A large stone pedestal rests in the center of the room, and on it sits glowing gemstones. Xanthia can't see any exit from this chamber, but she senses that it must hold some kind of secret. She hears a faint whispering voice in her mind, urging her to come closer and discover what lies within. With a sense of foreboding, Xanthia steps away from the mirror and back into the room she knows, wondering what other mysteries this dungeon may hold. Let's step in. Why not? Screw the princess. I just want to explore. Because I did not find any other mirrors, and it leads to nowhere. Yep. No portals. Alright. How close are we to being able to get through that other door? Pretty darn close, so let's wait and see what's up here. Another door. How many doors are there? Is it just me, or does this feel like the bigger than the 10 to 15 rooms it should be? Maybe it's just me. Probably just me. As Xanthia approaches the rusting iron door on the north wall, she places her hand on it, feeling the rough texture beneath her fingertips. Suddenly, the rust starts to fall away, revealing a set of levers on the wall next to the door. Each lever has a unique symbol etched into it. A moon crescent, a starburst, a star, and a lightning bolt. Above the levers is a poem etched into the stone. Xanthi realizes this is a puzzle and begins to study the poem more closely. She thinks for a moment and reaches out for the levers, toggling them on and off in different orders. After several attempts, I'll just solve this on my own. Oh, that's one. Good times. Those are always 4 elements of the sky and earth. Toggle on and off for what they're worth. Moon, sun, star, and lightning might. In the correct order will reveal the light. I do like the fact that it can create puzzles, though. Or not puzzles, but poems. That's always fun. Xanthi has studied the poem etched under the 4 levers, carefully considering the order of the elements mentioned. She decides to try out a few different combinations, toggling the levers on and off until she finally hits upon the right sequence: moon, star, sun, star, and lightning might. As she finishes pulling the last lever, there is a loud click and the door shakes in its frame. Xanthia takes a step back, waiting to see what will happen. Slowly, the unlocked rusting iron door on the north wall begins to swing open with a heavy creaking noise. The darkness beyond is total, but Xanthia can see a faint glow coming from somewhere inside. She quickly readies her weapons and prepares to enter, wondering what other challenges and dangers lie within this dungeon of the cultist Amir. Enter, and we've got another bookshelf. There's the other mirror. No book found. We've got gravestones that are just random, apparently. Alright. Blue orb or not to blue orb? There you go. There's a poll. Do I use the blue orb or not? Palsy. Apparently I've put everyone to sleep because no one's voting. Just means I want to interact with it. Because I can. As Xanthia reaches out to touch the pulsating orb, curious about its power, suddenly she feels a jolt of electricity run through her body as her vision goes black. When she opens her eyes, she finds herself in a completely different room within the dungeon. The walls are covered with moss and fungi, and the air is damp and musty. Xanthia is disoriented for a moment, but she quickly gathers her bearings. She realizes that this pulsing orb must have been a teleportation device, and she had inadvertently activated it by touching it. She takes a moment to assess her new surroundings before getting ready to continue her search for the princess. Xanthia knows that she must be careful moving forward, as she has no idea where the orb may have taken her or what dangers may lay ahead. Well, it took me to a bunch of shadow hounds. That's what it did. Apparently I did not kill enough shadow hounds. Bye-bye, Shadowhounds. And again, probably book no found. And I don't know if there's anything else in this room, except for the gravestone. Dun, dun, dun. Xanthia approaches the stone gravestone, examining it closely. She places her hand on the surface, feeling the rough texture under her fingers. She waits for a moment, but nothing happens. No trap spring, no secret passage reveals itself. The gravestone remains inert and unresponsive to her touch. Xanthia frowns, wondering if she missed something, and studies the nearby bookshelf and the pulsating orb above the pedestal, looking for any clues or hints, but there are no answers. With a sigh, Xanthia removes her hand from the gravestone and steps back. Perhaps it's just a simple marker for someone who died within the dungeon, or a symbol of the cult's devotion to their goddess. Whatever its purpose, it seems like touching it alone won't provide any new insights or benefits for her quest. So, nothing. But no way out of this room either. So it's just this disjointed room, which is fun. Warp back, hopefully. Bump, bump, bump. Yeah. So it took us back. I guess we now solve puzzle. Let's see what else happens. Where's the 3 doors? It's one up. Okay. Enter Lithe first. Xanthia's hand reaches out, fingers trembling as they brush against the ornate prayer symbol etched into the silver door marked Lithe. As soon as her skin makes contact with the symbol, a sharp pain surges through her hand. She looks down and sees a small trickle of blood oozing from her fingertips, staining the metal with crimson droplets. Though the pain is minimal, Xanthia can sense that something significant has occurred. A sacrifice has been made, an exchange of blood for some unknown boon. She wonders if she needs to find a place to offer this blood, as though some unforeseen force is urging her to do so. The pressure in her hand slowly fades away, leaving only the throb of her heartbeat as a reminder of this strange occurrence. The silent silver doors loom over her, waiting for her choice. And where's the Lithe statue? That's the Argoth Lithe. There's 2 doors this way. Enter. This is Lithe use. Shadowhound Tales. Good old Shadowhound Tales. Dun, 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 dun. Xanthia stands before the statue of Lithe, her hand resting on the hilt of her legendary falcon. She closes her eyes and focuses her mind, drawing on the lithe attachment she learned long ago. A faint glow surrounds her hand as she begins to channel the power of the ancient spell. As she speaks the words of the enchantment, she feels a surge of energy flowing through her. The magic shimmers through the air and settles onto the statue of Lithe like a warm embrace. Xanthia's eyes flicker open, and she sees the enchantment has been accepted. The statue appears to have come to life. Lithe steps down from his pedestal, his sword held high in one hand. He looks at Xanthia with piercing eyes, nodding as if in acknowledging her presence. Xanthia can feel a sense of reverence emanating from the statue. It seems like Lithe is impressed by her skill and determination. With a final nod, Lithe returns to his pedestal, and the glow around Xanthia's hand fades away. She knows that she has earned his respect, and that he will continue to guide her as she moves deeper into the dungeon. That's an interesting one. And now we need to do Argoth. It's been forever since I've done these puzzles. But yes, it is Argoth. I believe. I think. Maybe. It's something. Xanthia's hand reaches out once more, this time brushing against the prayer symbol etched into the silver door marked Argoth. Excuse me. As soon as her skin makes contact with the symbol, a soft glow suffuses her hand, spreading up her arm and bathing her in a calm, warming light. She can feel the subtle power of healing coursing through her, knitting together any wounds or bruises she might have incurred on her journey. There is no visible sign of injury. Xanthia can sense there's some unforeseen force mending in her body and soul. She wonders if she needs to find a place to offer this gift, as though some unspoken covenant has been established between herself and the deity represented by the symbol. The light slowly fades away, leaving only a sense of tranquility in its wake. The silent silver doors continue to loom over her, waiting for her choice. And we give this to Lithe. Not Lithe, but Argoth. Dun 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 dun. Boom boom boom. Xanthia focuses all her energy on the statue of Argoth, letting the enchantment flow through her and into the stone. She can feel the power of the spell coursing through her veins as though it was an extension of her own being. As she poured all of her strength into the enchantment, there was a sudden surge of energy from the statue. The eyes of the humble priest seemed to glow with a soft golden light, and for a moment Xanthia thought she saw a smile on his lips. With a deep breath, Xanthia let go of the attachment. As she stepped back from the statue, she could feel a sense of peace and calmness filling the chamber. It was as though Argoth himself was watching her, guiding her steps and protecting her from harm. As she looked around the room, Xanthia noticed that the symbol on the statue seemed to be glowing faintly in response to her enchantment. She realized that each symbol was part of a larger sequence, and that by using her magic to activate each one, she could unlock the secrets of this dungeon and complete her quest. And it's an even door, right? Yep, so we've got very, very good timing, apparently. Because we can touch Proloth and make it just in time. Boom, 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 boom. Xanthia's hand reaches out hesitantly, lingering for a moment before brushing against the prayer symbol etched in the silver door marked Proloth. As soon as her skin makes contact with the symbol, a creeping sensation spreads through her hand, as though the very flesh is being consumed by some malevolent force. The blackening begins at the tips of her fingers, slowly spreading up her arm like a sinister stain. Though there is no pain, Xanthia can sense something malicious at work. It feels as though some unseen entity is siphoning off the essence of her being, drawing upon her life force for some unknown purpose. She wonders if she needs to find a place to offer this malice, as though some dark bargain has been struck between herself and the deity represented by the symbol. The blackening slowly recedes, leaving only a sense of unease in its wake. The silent silver doors continue to loom over her, waiting for her choice. Go down twice and use. Whew. That was like perfect timing, quite literally. Xanthia held Proloth's attachment in her hand, focusing all her energy on the fountain in front of her. A faint glow emanated from the gemstone as she felt a surge of power flow through her fingertips. With a wave of her hand, she activated the enchantment, and the fountain immediately began to steam, releasing a foul stench that filled the room. Xanthia took a step back, but she kept her eyes fixed on the pool as the steam cleared. What she saw left her speechless. The black liquid had been replaced by a pure silver mirror. The mirror displayed the image of the three doors, one marked made of wood, one made of iron, and one made of stone. Xanthia knew that this must be the next step in her quest to rescue the princess. But as she looked around the room, she noticed that the dungeon had changed. The air felt heavy and oppressive, and a low rumble echoed through the tunnels. Xanthia knew that she could not let her guard down now. There was still much that needed to be done before she would be able to defeat the cultists of Mir and save the princess. And we've got a nice little shiny pool. And this door should be open, and it is. And this looks like normal. Ah, a stranger to our ways. What brings you here, Xanthia? I'm here for the princess. Hand her over peacefully, and nobody needs to get hurt. A noble sentiment indeed, but you do not understand the gravity of the situation. The kingdom is in dire need of rain, and the only way to appease Mir and bring the much needed rain is through a sacrifice. It is unfortunate that it has to be the princess, but sacrifices must be made in the greater good. I don't care about your greater good. Hand over the princess or be removed. You are treading on dangerous ground, Xanthia. Your lack of respect for our beliefs is concerning. I suggest you leave now before things escalate. Good. I want them to escalate. Drink a pot. And hopefully kill this guy. Yay! I'm sure Sneaker and Zuko, you guys have seen this many, many times before. Will I be able to rescue the princess? That is the next question. Xanthia stands silently in the dimly lit room, her eyes fixated on the altar where Princess Amelia lies bound. The flickering light of the torches cast eerie shadows on the wall, but she pays them no mind. Her gaze is locked on the princess, her heart heavy with the weight of her mission. Xanthia's mind races as she sizes up the situation. She knows time is of the essence. Every moment that she wastes could be the difference between success and failure. The princess's life hangs in the balance, and Xanthia is determined to do everything in her power to save her. The assassin turned wizard takes a deep breath, steeling herself what lies ahead. With a determined look on her face, she readies her weapons and prepares to face any obstacles that may come her way. The fate of Princess Amelia and perhaps the entire kingdom itself rests upon her capable hands. Will there be any other surprises for us? Xanthia moves quickly and quietly towards the altar where Princess Amelia is bound. Her grips on her legendary small axe tighten in one hand as she reaches for the ropes with the other. With precise ease, she quickly undoes the binds and holds the princess in place. As soon as Xanthia frees Amelia, the altar begins to scream a deafening alarm that echoes throughout the entire dungeon. Xanthia and Amelia both wince at the piercing sound, but they know they must continue on if they are to try to escape alive. Xanthia's heart races as she takes Amelia's hand and begins to guide her towards the unlocked silver doors. She knows that whatever lies beyond them could be dangerous, but she is determined to get them both out of this dungeon alive. Despite the alarm ringing out behind them, Xanthia moves quickly and confidently through the room. She keeps a steady grip on Amelia's hand, offering her strength and comfort as they begin their journey towards freedom. That's different. Aye. And there's things to fight. There's buttons. There. One guard down. And my exit is just straight down. Ah! There's an alarm that really went off. And it is causing reinforcements everywhere. That is new. Ah, where'd you go? More guards. They do not like me having the princess. I'm glad I'm close to the entrance. And this is the entrance. Oh, I think we're gonna fail. Because the princess is not here to talk to. So that is another bug. Fun. So the princess was replaced by a guard. Alright, well, Sorry about that. We don't get the victory. Or the defeat. Because of bugs. Good times. So we've got like 25 minutes left if you guys have questions or anything else. Questions, comments, concerns other than my code is buggy. Although I don't think that's actually code. I think that's just me needing to fix something. It should be pretty easy. Da 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 da. Yeah, I just need to reverse these, I think, for that bug to go away, but I'll need to test that. So unless you guys want to stay on for another 90 minutes, because we could go through this in a speed run, see if it differs any, and I could see if I just fix that bug. If you guys want to do that, let's try that. See if I just fixed a bug. Give me a couple seconds to get that in place. And then we will rerun through. Speed run. I won't read things. Okay, that bug should be fixed. And give me a second, and we will start anew. Right. Patron, log out. Log back in. Xanthia, enter. And Cult of Zamir sacrifice. Though I have to wait for everything to fully load. You guys ready for the speediest of speedruns? Assuming that it doesn't throw anything too crazy at me. All right, thanks for coming out, Sneaker. Like I said, whoa, what in the heck happened here? Okay. I think you left at a very, very bad time, Sneaker. Don't know if you're still here or not. Okay. No, this is entrance door is ruin stones. No, it's completely solvable. This one is backwards, so it's Proloth. Proloth, Argoth, Thinlithe. That shouldn't be possible. Sorry, I'm at a loss for words right now. I will be surprised if this door actually opens. Sorry, I'm not gonna read through this. I'm gonna try to speed run it, cause I'm genuinely surprised. Proloth. Sorry, I'm still trying to regain my composure after seeing the entrance to this dungeon. This is supposed to be an interior door. But this is an exterior door. I quite literally have no idea what happened. Other than the model decided to do something fun. We will see if this opens. Well, Xanthia held the lithe runestone tightly in her hand as she approached the altar. The candles flickered in the dark, casting eerie shadows on the granite surface. She plunged the runestone into the altar, and it was immediately accepted, causing the basin to fill with blood. The blood overflowed, streaming towards the steel door. As the blood overflowed, a low rumble echoed through the dungeon, causing Xanthia to shudder, the oppressive feeling permeating through the air, making it difficult for her to breathe. She knew that this was not just the beginning of what was to come. Xanthia quickly retrieved the ruined stone and backed away from the altar. She knew that her next move would be critical. Flabbergasted. And now we have another... What? What is going on? Sorry, I am baffled by my own game. Which is maybe good, maybe bad. And I'm gonna die. And see you in Discord, Sneaker. I don't know how long this will go on stream, but I'll try my best to speedrun it. I will very much cheat on this one. Okay. I am cheating. So please forgive me for cheating. Because I want to try to get through this quick. But we've only got 17 minutes left. And I'm not gonna read things. Just because I want to see if Amelia will come back and bug fixed. But probably gonna take a while to get there. Mostly because OpenAI is slow. Hey, that should have been a secret door, and it was. Brazier doesn't look like anything interesting. I would just wish that this one had been the first level that we played. And we will examine this to get the note. Because this level seems like it's going to be more interesting. Because we do have a double Proloth statue. Which is bizarro. Let's do the secret door. Are you anything? Doesn't look like it. Good times. Good times. Whoa. Hello. Bunch of cultists and a bunch of gravestones. And look at those dots. Whew. So many dots. So many dots. Hey, they're all dead. Are you anything? I don't know. All right, gravestones tend to open doors now. What is going on? Drink a pot. Why wasn't this the first level we ran through? Because this would have been more entertaining. But what can you do other than release it and let people experience it? Dun, dun, dun. This portion of the video is not going to be very interesting, everyone. But please remember to like and subscribe if you're not already. And if you want to be able to watch this live, join my Patreon. Link in the description below. Sorry. All the fun things that YouTube content creators say that I just don't necessarily care about. But oak doors open with gravestones. Okay. Shadowhound. Go away, Mr. Shadowhound. Thank you. Are you anything? I don't even know. Now I just want to sit there and interact with everything because I don't know what's going on anymore. Makes me wonder if it's gonna start making the tapestries do fun things. Which it probably will. I don't see mirror anymore either. Excuse me. Shadowhound. 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 No, this one. Double swipe kills everything. Nothing in this room. Okay. I'll just start igniting everything. Trigger everything because I don't know anything about anything anymore. I don't know how my own game works. Other than that, unexpected things miraculously work. More cultists, which I guess I shouldn't be surprised of. With a bunch of dots on me. Yep. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Hey. Okay. How do I open that door? I am lost. Maybe I'm not lost yet. The door doesn't want to open. There's no puzzle. Probably opened with a key. No book. I need to fix that problem too. But I know exactly what that one is. Dun, dun, dun. Nothing, and that It's a stone door. Oh, what? What have you done, game? What have you done? Sorry, now I want to just complete this level because I don't know what's gonna happen. Come on, OpenAI. Quick, like a bunny. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So that's the 3 ruined door. So we got double ruined doors. Can't get through there. Well, I guess I can. In a different way. And we have an obelisk inside. Oh, I should do it this way. What is going on? And I can't even get to you. Just die. What is an obelisk doing here? Apparently this level is the first playthrough was, this is going to be a little different, but not really different. And then this level is just like, I'm doing whatever the hell I want today. Okay. I don't even know. I think I'm just going to interact with all these things. Yeah, that jumps to the wooden door. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Oh, that unlocks. I don't think the obelisk is here for any reason. I don't know. First one, it placed gravestones that were pointless. This one, the gravestones are useful. Well, this does do something, maybe. Because this just hurt me as we wait for OpenAI to describe it. What did it say? For a moment, she considers obelisk reaching out, touch this, but a voice back voice at any point of danger, causing her to tread carefully in the dark. Nothing. So I'll make note. We have an obelisk. Obelisk. Because that seems possibly important. And just a portrait of mirror. Okay. Now we're back at entrance. And this way, there's another thing. This is really the I'm doing whatever the hell I want level. Very much the I'm doing whatever the hell I want level. We've got 6 minutes to get through the I'm doing whatever the hell I want level. And now for the first time, order matters? What is going on? What have you done? interact, or maybe I just guess the right order all the time. I don't know. Oh, that was just a 1 and unlocked. Okay. Here's a desk. Anything? Nothing of interest. Dun dun dun. This is another obelisk. But they're not telling me that it is part of anything. We have another obelisk. Obelisk. Go ahead and make notes for myself, because I don't know what the heck's going on. Ah, there's our last statue, so we can solve. We've got another orb. And I'm going to get a bunch of dots. Because that's what these guys do. Bunch of dots. Of course, I'm putting 3 dots on them myself, so I shouldn't talk. Oof. Okay. Maybe the world is making sense again. Maybe. I don't know. Did we get the same thing inside as we got outside? We did, didn't we? What? Well, we can solve. Let's just solve, since that's what we're here for. I am baffled. Drink pot. This one is reversed, so we take Proloth first. Because it's the exact same. What is going on? And this goes to Proloth statue, which is there. I am very confuzzled. Very confuzzled. This is very off script. Take Argoth. Come on. We've got 1 minute left. And that one is there? Nope. Oh, I forgot to examine it. It's down in that corner, though. It is down here for sure. Very confuzzled. Okay. Now we should be able to go back. And the stream might be a couple minutes long, but I think we're going to see if I fix the bug. Enter, use, This should be green and unlock. This has gone way off script. Way off script. And that is green, so the door should be open. And I'm not even gonna talk to you, dude. Because I've never been able to change your mind. So I'm not even gonna try. And we will save the princess. Piercing howl, so I should be prepared to fight. We've got archers. Oof. Archers hurt. We got more archers. You'd have been better off standing further apart from each other, people. And how many more steps till the entrance couple? Whew. Another single archer. Okay. There you go. That's a better formation for archers. Uh-oh. Whew. There's the princess. Yes, I am here to rescue you. Thank you, but I don't know if I should leave. The sacrifice is necessary to bring rain to the kingdom. The rains will come. It'll come. Trust me on that. Let's go back to your mother. She is worried sick about you. I want to believe you, but I'm not sure. Can we just wait a little bit longer? Maybe the rains will come soon, and then I can go with you. The cultists will come after us. We need to leave now. Okay, let's go. But please tell me more about how you know that the rains will come. I need to understand. End conversation. Why do I not get victory? What is going on? There's another bug here. Why was victory not triggered? Huh. Well, Amelia was here, but another bug was found. I'll have to figure out what's going on. But anyway, thanks for coming out, Zuko. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream, and I've got some things to look into tomorrow. But thanks for coming out, and hopefully we can get some more people coming in here.